my favorite features on my Mac that I use every day is this little magnifying glass up here called Spotlight. I use it to search, do quick definitions, search through applications, open folders quickly, all that. If I type sad, it gives you a definition. If I type Safari, it gives you a top hit, applications, system preferences that have to do with it, folders, messages, images, all of this stuff. And for some people, Spotlight just isn't customizable enough for their needs, so they download other applications. So that's what this video is about. It's alternative applications to Spotlight. The first and most familiar is Quicksilver. Most people use Quicksilver if they don't use Spotlight. So the trigger for me is Control S, and from here I can type anything. So Safari, for example. This little window comes up, and I can use these arrows to actually browse through, say, my bookmarks bar. And then I can open up any one of these folders or websites. So let's say I want to search iTunes. Oh, look, it's already there. Instead of going directly to iTunes, I can click this little arrow, browse the artists, or actually browse albums, arrow again, and there's a bunch of albums here. So for example, 1. Now let's say I don't want to show the source and catalog, that'll just bring up this weird Quicksilver window. If I press tab, I can actually change how I want to open this or use it, or what I want to do with it. So if I press an arrow here, I can play. So hit play, it'll open up iTunes. It won't even open up the window. It'll open it for a brief moment, and then it'll start playing. You can't hear it right now because I have the volume turned down for copyright issues. I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. But I promise, please trust me, it's playing. You can try it for yourself if you want. And it's a really useful way to control iTunes without actually opening iTunes. Well, without actually having the window open. Quicksilver is very customizable, which is why people like it better than Spotlight. So I'll bring up the preferences. If you always are using Quicksilver, you might not want to show the icon in the dock. You can change the appearance. There's themes that you can download online. Obviously, your hotkey activation, you can change that. The triggers preference is really cool because you can actually have specific triggers for opening an application or folder or doing something specific. And it comes with triggers for iTunes, like setting the ratings to 5 or stop playing or search artists. You can also change the list of searchable items. So if you don't want it to search through scripts, you can uncheck it, or if you do want it, you can check it. So Quicksilver is a great application. It's, like I said before, it's probably the most popular alternative to Spotlight. So it's obviously a good application. The next one is very unique. It's called Sapiens. So as you can see, it brings up this little circle. And these are my most used applications according to Sapiens. It takes a couple days for it to learn what applications you like. So if I go to the preferences and click on the brain tab, it actually shows me how intelligent Sapiens is at the moment. So monkey, human, and alien. So, and it can explain to you it may take 2 to 3 days for it to have enough brain power for making accurate predictions. So you can also change the folders. So this application was originally created to search applications, but if you want, it can also recognize folders. So if you use a certain folder a lot and you want to access it fast, you can use Sapiens to do that. For activation, you can actually you can mouse a circle gesture activation and it'll disappear or come up. For some reason it hasn't been working for me lately, but when I first downloaded it, it worked fine. I use the keyboard activation, so I double tap on control. So I'll demonstrate. Went away, and now it's back. can also change the layout, so the default is Trinity, which is what I have here. You can change it to Quadra, Mini, any one of these. I like Trinity. And the layout it's not random, and it explains it right here. So pretty much the bigger the icon, the more often you use it. And if for some reason, when you first open the application, to help move the little brain thing along, you can right click on an application, go to brain, and then increase importance, decrease importance, or forget about it completely. Because at first it brings up really random applications. This application is shareware, so you don't really have to buy it, but it helps support them. So that's Sapiens. It's a lot more unique. It's kind of a different category than Quicksilver because it's not like you type in Safari and it'll launch it. So next one is called LaunchBar. This one is not free. I'm not quite sure how much it costs. I'll put it in the description or in an annotation or somewhere in the video. Last time I checked it was $30, but that's really pricey, so hopefully the price went down. It's similar to Quicksilver. It has some of the same features. So if I type Safari, it's got that little arrow option. You can search through your bookmarks or your history or whatever. There you go. The arrow. I can open documents that I've created in TextEdit. The next one is, in my opinion, the most advanced out of all these. It does so much stuff. It's kind of a menu bar add-on. So when I launched it, it's called Butler, by the way. There's a little Google search box. Instead of going to my menu bar and clicking that, I can just hit Control G for Google, and it'll go right in there, and I can type anything I want. I talk Apple, and if I type the down arrow, I can actually change if I want to search Google Images, Groups, Directory, the actual search engine, dictionary website, shopping website, computer website. It's so cool. And you can also change what is in your menu bar. These are the defaults, so you can actually show all your applications, running applications, and all applications. This was available before Leopard, I'm pretty sure, so it was kind of like before Stacks was invented, this would be something that was really cool for people to use. You can add folders and stuff. Right now, under the hidden pane, that means that you're going to have to use a shortcut to get to that folder or application or whatever. So for school, I have Control 9, and it brings up a little menu of everything in my school folder. Now, if for some reason I want school to be available in the menu bar, I can just drag it into Menu Bar Natural, and this little folder icon appears, and there's my school folder. There's a really nice feature called Doclet. So for some reason you don't like using your normal dock, you can add things to this thing called Doclet. As you can see right here, it's right under the menu bar. Click it, and you get your folder. I prefer to keep it hidden unless it's something that I really want to use. And it's pretty easy to set up, even though it looks intimidating. You click the plus button, you can add a container, call it, say, editing, and then within that container, I can add a file. So application, so if I wanted to add, let's say iTunes was an editing application, open, and there you go. I can add an abbreviation to that, a hotkey, let's say Control E for editing, and you can make it so it actually launches what's in the container, so it'll launch iTunes, but I'm going to make it so it opens a menu near the mouse, Control E, there's iTunes. I can click it and launch it. So I'm sorry if this was kind of confusing, but it is actually pretty easy to use. And the final application is Google Quick Search Box. This is kind of similar to Quicksilver, but I definitely recommend Quicksilver over it any day. So I can search Safari. There's Safari. I can launch it. Again, you have this arrow, which you think would let you browse your history like all the other applications, but it's pretty much like right-clicking on Safari in your Finder, so you can find the contents of Safari, which you really don't want to mess around with. So it's kind of weird. Word comes up with the album The Word by the Beatles, or Microsoft Word. Again, this little arrow will just bring you to contents. I do like how it shows the path at the bottom. So that is alternative applications for Spotlight. So sorry if this was a messy video, because it feels messy to me, but hopefully you learned some cool applications. I really recommend Butler. If you are using Quicksilver right now, you should try Butler. Sapiens is very unique. Launchbar is nice, but why pay so much money for it when you have these other free ones? So yeah, thanks for watching, and don't forget to enter my giveaway. I have a giveaway of Cram and an iTunes gift card going on, so I'll have a link to that video in the description. It ends the 23rd, I think. The requirements are just subscribe and comment on the video according to what I say in the video. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the non-professional video. I'm really excited for winter break and going to Hawaii. So no videos for a couple weeks. I'm very sorry. And thanks for watching.